Once you're that type of priest, always the people are your reason. You don't want to go far. In the book of Ezekiel chapter 44, God divided priesthood into two classes. He said he has priests for the people and priests that minister to him. He said those ones that are men of the people are not allowed into his presence. Some of us, when last did you feel the glory of your life? When last did you even hear the voice of God? You are leading a congregation without the chief shepherd leading you. You're flying an aircraft without the tower giving you direction. We now shift, and that's what Aaron said. He just disappointed God, made a golden calf. They actually said the people. The people say, make us gods. That's the same thing that Saul said. He gave you instruction. Go to battle, finish up Amalekites and all of that. Now you came back with the king, you came back with God. They asked what? He said the people. You see this type of priest. Ezekiel chapter 44 said, God separated between them. He said those type of priests are not allowed into his presence. They can't carry the glory. Their ministry is to be entertaining people. They are men of the people, distracted by the people. I said, because of that, they have ministry of Ichabod. The greatest lesson you're going to learn in ministry, I'm about to tell you now. I learned it the hard way. I wish somebody sat me down and taught me what I'm about to tell you now. Reverend, I still have bonds. You know, like Jacob, when he finished wrestling with that angel, touched him. He's now a broken man, he limps. That's the man that now became a patriarch, so that we call God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Me, I still have scars because I didn't have this thing. When God started using me, I went into this other side and made this mistake that I'm helping you, I'm correcting today. I learned the hard way. The greatest lesson you're going to learn in ministry is that there are not many friends, real friends in ministry. That even the congregation you call your own, you know, some people say my church. I can't use that language. I cannot try it. Your church. You're the one that died and purchased it with your blood. Some people talk to me and say, I came to your church. I tell them, you mean you were in DC? They will say yes. I say, it's not my church. I'm just a steward that's placed. A bank manager does not. We have a bank manager, a major one that works from the headquarters here. He grew from bank to region to even at the headquarter level, where you sit at the top. He does not own the bank. We don't own the church, neither do we own the people. Let me give you a secret. I learned this the hard way. There are not many real friends in ministry. If God blesses you with 3 real ones, always thank him for it. Some people don't have one. They see people, they think they are their friends. Some people think the crowd is their friends. You are living in delusion. Learn from the ministry of Jesus. When the jungle finally matured, it was only 11 people he had left. Did you do miracles like him? Did you pull crowd like him? Only 11. Even out of the 12 that should have been there, one still betrayed him. God has 4 cherubs that protect his throne, that guard his throne. One from among that inner carcass, kitchen cabinet, one betrayed him. There are a lot of betrayers in ministry. There are a lot of heartbreaks in ministry. Those of you who are young that are trying to be used by God, be coming. There are a lot of backstabbing in ministry. And the most painful is the wound you sustain in the house of your friends. The most painful is the wounds inflicted by brothers. You know, there's a psalm David wrote about this, and that psalm applied to Jesus. He said, if he was an enemy, put it up, if he was an enemy that did this to me, I would have taken it. He said, but it was you, my friend, the one I thought was my friend, with whom I took counsel when we go to the house of God. So it was the man that was his treasurer, the one that used to sit by his side. You can imagine the communion service. Yeah, let me read from verse 8. From verse 8. From verse 7. Okay, they all hate me and whisper together against me. The whole psalm is deadly. You need to find time and read it. And they devise against my own. If this could happen to David, and then David was prophetically speaking about Christ. If it could happen to Jesus, I don't know who you think you are. Verse 8. An evil disease, they say, may cleave fast to him. Now that he lieth down, he shall not rise. They are wishing that you are dead. And you would think it would be the Philistines that are doing this. No. It wasn't Philistines that plotted to kill Joseph. It was brothers. And later, they sold him to slavery. Got rid of him. Thank God. That's why that person that kept David, that person that kept Jesus and raised him back from the dead, that person that protected Joseph should be your best friend. There is no friend like Jesus. He that calleth thee is faithful, and he will also what? Do it. The one that will be there when they finally backstab you and abandon you is one you are abandoning for the crowd. And what the crowd do, after they distracted, they sucked you dry, they abandon you and find the next person. And then you'll be left wounded, battered, like an abandoned vehicle by the roadside. I thought I was busy carrying passengers. Now I had this accident. The passengers will at least drag me to mechanic, get me fixed. Knowing that all my life, I spent it transporting them up and down. No, that's not what they do. They abandon you, they jump on the next available vehicle and move. That is the nature of man. If you don't understand yet the nature of man, please learn from me today. I learned from experience before I now finally learned from Jesus. I was reading everything about Jesus except his pains, except his sufferings. After that, I understood the cross in a deeper sense. You see, that girl that's always distracting you, why you won't have a spiritual life, will be the next one that will be. Why there is still honey to suck, why there is still maybe a little money in your pocket, maybe a little whatever, they can hang around. There's something you need to know about the human nature. I'm teaching you discerning of spirit, but now it's discerning of the human nature. Verse 9. Yea, my own familiar friend in whom I trusted, which did eat my bread. So it was bread that he came for. It wasn't for David. What you need to understand is that anointing attracts friends, but it's not real friends. Don't be deceived. Money attracts friends, but it's not real friends. Power attracts a lot of friends, but they are not real friends. They are not there for you. A lot of the people that hang around you in ministry are people who want to use you to get their goals achieved. They want to use you long enough till they achieve what they want. Once they achieve it, the problem is not that they use you to achieve their goal. The problem is that you thought they were your friends. So you wasted all your life on them instead of building an inner core of reliable, trusted covenant relationships. You want to succeed in ministry? Build some strong covenant relationship and develop your own sons. I know many of you like to be invited everywhere. I'm sorry for you. Be coming. You will soon learn. There is a building model versus a scattering model. You're everywhere. But when the wind finally blows, there is none of you. Nobody can see you. You're gone. No legacy, nothing. That's why you see me coming to do this kind of meetings, to invest in men, to invest in you. Because we are all expendables. None of us last forever. And every man has his own time and season. And when it's over, it's over. But there are men that live forever. And those are the type of men I follow. T.L. Osborne will never die. Maurice Elolo will never die. Jesus will never die. Because he lives in men and lives through people. He gave his life for people. And now he lives through them. That's the highest level of success. Not what you achieve, not the useless car you are driving, not those things after a while. Of course, once it drives out of the garage from where you bought it, it's now Tokumbo. Once you put number on it, take it back now and say, I want to sell it. You will see how much value it has lost. So you left the core, which is Jesus. Then you left building your core team. Those mighty men that will stand with you and fight through. You left doing that. You thought multitude is ministry. Until they have finished sucking you dry. They all abandoned Jesus and joined to shout, crucify him.